Good morning, and welcome to Elderly Care, the place where your health, your peace of mind, and your journey through aging are honored with care and wisdom. My name is Dr. Winston. I've spent the last 30 years working with older adults, helping them understand their bodies, not just through medicine, but through compassion. And today, I want to share something that might surprise you. Because while most people think of water as the healthiest way to start the day, what if I told you there are 5 common mistakes, silent but dangerous, that many seniors make each morning when drinking water? These aren't just minor slip-ups. They can quietly affect your blood pressure, your digestion, even your heart. But here's the good news. Once you know what they are, they're easy to fix. And doing so could change the way you feel every single morning. So, if you've ever felt dizzy after waking, had a strange stomachache after your first glass of water, or wondered why you're still tired despite doing all the right things, stay with me. You might find the answers were right in your glass all along. Let's begin. It's a quiet morning. The house is still. The sun gently rising through the curtains, and the first sip of water touches your lips. A simple act. Something you've done for years, maybe even decades. But what if this very habit, drinking water in the morning, isn't as harmless as it seems? What if certain common mistakes, often overlooked, are slowly affecting your health more than you realize? Let's pause here. You've spent a lifetime learning, adapting, and overcoming. You know better than to fall for every new health trend that comes and goes. But this isn't about fads. It's about rediscovering something fundamental, water, and learning how to make it work with your aging body, not against it. At your age, the body changes in subtle yet powerful ways. The systems that once worked like clockwork now demand a bit more care, a bit more attention. Hydration, though often taken for granted, plays a central role in how energetic, clear-minded, and even emotionally balanced you feel throughout the day. And it all begins in those first few moments after waking. Let me take you through what experts and researchers have discovered, not to alarm you, but to guide you gently, respectfully toward healthier habits that support your independence and well-being. You see, water is not just water. It's timing, it's temperature, it's quantity, and above all, it's how your unique body receives it. Mistake number 1 is something that almost everyone does without thinking. Drinking a large glass of water immediately after waking, all at once, and too quickly. You might feel thirsty when you wake up. Your mouth may be dry, your throat a little scratchy. So understandably, you reach for that big glass on your bedside table and gulp it down. But for older adults, especially those over 60, this sudden intake can shock the digestive system, increase pressure in the kidneys, and even lead to lightheadedness. Dr. Mariko Tanaka, a geriatric specialist based in Kyoto, explains that in older adults, the reflexes involved in swallowing and the body's ability to regulate fluids are slightly delayed in the morning. Drinking water too fast can cause a drop in blood pressure or even lead to mild nausea. The solution? Start slow. Sip. Let the body wake up with you. Just like you wouldn't begin your day running full speed, your organs need a gentle start too. The second mistake is one most people never consider. Drinking cold water straight from the fridge or with ice first thing in the morning. It might feel refreshing, especially in warmer months, but cold water can cause the blood vessels in your stomach to constrict, This can delay digestion and create discomfort, particularly for those with sensitive stomachs or a history of gastrointestinal issues. Warm or room temperature water, on the other hand, is far more supportive of your internal rhythm. It soothes the stomach lining, stimulates circulation, and helps your body ease into its metabolic activities. I recall speaking with a retired teacher named Eleanor, now 74, who once swore by her ice-cold morning water. She said it made her feel more awake, but she also struggled with morning bloating and a sensation of tightness in her chest after drinking. Her doctor suggested switching to lukewarm water, and within a few weeks, she noticed the difference, not just in how her stomach felt, but in her overall morning mood. Now, the third mistake is surprisingly emotional. Skipping water altogether in the morning, thinking coffee or tea is enough. Many seniors have developed the habit of going straight to their morning brew, believing it to be their source of hydration. But coffee and even some teas are diuretics. They cause your body to lose water rather than retain it. Dehydration, though often silent, creeps up and manifests as fatigue, dizziness, dry skin, and even mood changes. And in older adults, dehydration is one of the most common yet under-recognized causes of confusion and urinary tract infections. But here's the key. You don't need to give up your morning rituals. Just introduce water first. Let your first 5 or 10 minutes of wakefulness be about rehydration. 1 glass, slowly, before the coffee. This small act tells your body, I'm awake, I care for you. Let's start the day together. The fourth mistake is not pairing your morning water with a small bite of food or a bit of movement, especially if you're taking medication. Water on an empty stomach isn't always harmful, but for those on medications, particularly blood pressure pills, blood thinners, or diabetes medications, drinking water without food can irritate the stomach or intensify the effects of the medicine. Many seniors report feeling queasy or weak in the morning, and often they blame age. But sometimes it's simply a matter of drinking water without preparing the body first. I remember a conversation with Mr. Hall, a retired mechanic from Michigan, who shared his morning routine. He took his pills with a big glass of water and then sat for half an hour feeling shaky. His doctor later recommended a small piece of banana or a few crackers before the water and medication. Just a simple change, and it brought back a sense of balance to his mornings that he hadn't felt in years. The final mistake is one that often comes from a place of trying to do the right thing, forcing yourself to drink when you're not thirsty, thinking more is better. This belief, though well-meaning, can backfire. The body's need for water changes with age. Your kidneys may not process fluids as efficiently, and drinking too much in a short window can strain them, especially if you're also on medications that affect fluid balance. Hydration is not about volume. It's about attunement, listening to your body, giving it enough, but not overwhelming it. Experts suggest that early signs of proper hydration are not just in the frequency of your bathroom visits, but in your energy, your alertness, and your sense of clarity. So what's the takeaway from all of this? It's that your relationship with water should be one of mindfulness and respect. You've lived long enough to know that health doesn't come from doing something perfectly once. It comes from small, consistent choices. It comes from knowing your body, adapting with grace, and honoring the new rhythms that age brings. If your morning water ritual hasn't felt quite right lately, if you've noticed sluggishness, queasiness, or even headaches by mid-morning. Perhaps it's time to reflect. Are you drinking too fast? Too cold? On an empty stomach? Are you skipping it altogether, hoping your coffee will suffice? These are not just technical missteps, they're missed opportunities. Each morning is a chance to nourish yourself from the inside out, a moment of quiet that sets the tone for the rest of your day. Water is not just liquid, it's life, energy, clarity. And now, knowing what you know, you have the power to turn a habit into a healing practice. Perhaps the most beautiful part of aging is this: you gain the wisdom to return to simplicity. You begin to see that many of the things that truly matter, like kindness, rest, and yes, even water, have been there all along, quietly waiting for your attention. And when you turn toward them with intention, the changes are often gentle but profound. One woman I met, a former nurse named Lillian, once told me, "I used to think taking care of myself meant doing something big, but now I know it's in the small things, drinking water slowly, sitting in the morning sun, listening to the birds before I reach for my phone. That's what makes me feel alive now." Because she's right. Taking care of yourself in this season of life doesn't mean fighting time. It means learning how to flow with it. And something as small as how you drink water in the morning can become a quiet act of self-respect. So tomorrow, when the sunlight peeks through your window and the day gently begins, let that first sip of water be a promise you make to yourself. A promise to move with care, to listen to your body, to treat even the simplest act with softness and awareness. And if something in this story spoke to you, if it helped you see your morning routine a little differently, then perhaps it's a sign that your journey of discovery isn't over. In fact, it may just be beginning again, in a quieter, more meaningful way. Here, we believe that aging is not a decline, it's an awakening. It's a time to tune into the body's changing rhythm, not with fear, but with curiosity, with gentleness, with hope. In the next video, we'll be exploring another topic that many seniors quietly struggle with, but rarely talk about. Why do some people lose their appetite with age, and how can we gently bring back the joy of eating? If you've ever looked at your plate and felt nothing, or worried about a loved one who seems to eat less and less, then you won't want to miss it. So if this video brought you comfort, insight, or simply made you pause and reflect, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, not because you need more noise in your life, but because here we speak in whispers of wisdom, not shouts. Because your time, your mind, and your heart deserve content made just for you. Click subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. And until then, keep caring for yourself with the quiet strength that only age can teach. You've earned every moment of peace, every moment of clarity, every sip of water that begins your day right. Take good care, and I'll see you in the next video.